We can keep Fasalt in the line there. Krumer, like, look, I love you, Krumer. I think you're a great dude, but you're not exactly MVP material at level 1 like that. Let's give Alette back her bracelet, and then with Rook now suddenly being without an item, what do we give to Rook? 15 dodge. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the best thing to give him at present. -2 aggro I'd still rather have on Oddlief. Man, that sucks. That's a real bummer. Well, now I'm even more convinced that just continuing to fight on the bridge kind of sucks. But do we just leave? That seems equally as awful. As you approach on the 3rd day, the warriors are in more disarray than usual. Where's Fasalt? You ask one of the passing Varl. He didn't make it, he replies. Dreads are nearly at the mouth of the bridge, barely held back. Your mind starts to wander into dark places. You snap back to attention when you realize nearly the entire army of Val are staring in your direction. Iver walks past, shuffling slowly, with an enormous axe in his remaining hand. He heads towards the bridge. Iver, you yell, but he doesn't reply, plunging his axe into the nearest dredge before kicking it over the side of the bridge. Come on, he screams at the Black Horde. Cursing, you rush to his side in battle. Okay, so, couple of things. Sweet, Iver's back, baby. Also, that sucks, Fasalt's dead too. Yeah, so you got like a totally different layout. He's like a different unit now. He has points available, so we'll go ahead and use those. I wonder if, I think those points were maybe in a stat that shifted. He can still do battering ram. He just does it with a headbutt now rather than with his shield. That's pretty rad. And heavy impact. Okay. And then, yeah, of course we're going to promote you, my dude. Go ahead and take another exertion just to get that topped off. And then give me an extra armor on you now that, you know, you're missing an arm. Did I lose the items that were equipped on Fasalt and Eagle? That sucks so hard. They just take their items with them. Wow. That's real crappy. Wait, layout wise. Switch you to. Sure. Oof. Give the man another arm ore now that he's missing an arm. We, chat had some real fun with him on Saturday. Or, no, today's Saturday. On Tuesday when he lost his arm. Alright, what do we got? We got a lot of small boys. They're not as much of a concern. They're all small boys. Alright, this is like, hey, sorry we just killed half of your caravan. Why don't we make it up to you with a less dangerous than normal fight? Is kind of how I'm feeling this. I had Rook start, and now I'm really questioning why I did that. Alright, Rook, my dude. You could immediately strip a shitload of armor. That would be great. These guys are going to get in, but not really be able to do much. This is blowing a ton of his willpower, but I would really like for him to be like in the thick of things. 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, it's a lot of willpower to eat, but I really like kind of getting someone out of the fight early. All right, same thing, Cromer. If you could push in here and immediately take a bunch of strength off the table, that would be lovely. And now we get into a weird situation. with the archers. You can kill him. We don't want him dead, though. If these guys stay kind of clustered up, we might be able to get over there and get in a shot with Ivan's chain lightning. So if we push way forward with her, all we're really doing is ruining our chances of Ivan's getting his chain lightning off. Oh, but it's at the corners for Ivan, right? Arcs to all diagonal units, so it would only be able to hit 2 of them. So if we push her up and shoot this guy, that's fine. Honestly, I don't know if Ivan's even going to be able to get that close, so it is not a huge deal. Let's see, 7, 8. In case he moves into a diagonal position when he does his forced movement here, I don't want to take him too low. Yeah, because now the lightning arc is going to affect him as well, as long as we can hit one of them. Which we can't, because Ivan sucks, and he moves so slow. Alright. Well, it was a good idea in theory. Why don't we at least throw a mend out? Who needs mend here? Give this to Iver, I guess. Ooh, took a run at Cromer. Interesting. I don't know that I would have predicted that. Strip all his armor off here. Man, so what do we... Eagle, obviously we lose, like, a really kind of potent tank. We'd been using Eagle as kind of our tanking cornerstone for ages. And then Fasalt's also a tank. Like, basically, they just stripped 2 of our most powerful defensive units. Which really sucks. 7, 8, we'll take it. Is that basically everyone down low? You're the only one that's still got a decent amount of fight in you. I guess we can start cleaning up. We're gonna want to give a ton of kills to Iver here. Because, like, let's face it, if they've created this sequence where Iver is still alive and didn't die from his wounds, like Iver's obviously, and this story about him killing Asunder, Iver's basically like MVP status now. Ivan needs no kills because he's already level 5. So let's just mend 6. Yeah, let's just mend. We don't want Ivan to soak up kills that could be going to someone else. 3, 8. Why don't you strip armor for me, please? There's still a lot of people up for me to be thinking about what I do for kind of like the end game scenario. So, like, I do have to be a little bit careful of who's doing what and if I'm actually, like, hurting the cause by delaying. But I would love to kind of keep things moving in a way that favors beefing up Iver a little bit here. I guess some work on Alette wouldn't hurt either, but I'm not, that I guess I'm not as, like, concerned with. Because, like, Alette's in the party now, but we spent 2/3 of the game where she wasn't, so let's see. I need a little bit more strength damage off of this guy, please. Why can't I use... Wait, you have an exertion of 0? Has she always had an exertion of 0? I didn't know that. That's got to be a debuff, right? Yeah, it looks like she's got a debuff and that's what's doing it. Because there's no way we've gone through all of this and she's never had a, she's never had an exertion score. I would have fixed that the first time she ever leveled. Man, men, even if it is kind of like, it's a weird catch-22 to use a turn in your sequence just to heal up someone's armor, because then you're basically giving the other team a chance to strip more armor. Man, does it feel good late in the game to still have a ton of armor available to your guys. All right, here's another one for Iver. Probably have someone kill that. Yeah, Krumr we've already talked about how he's feeling underleveled. War leader, what was that? We just popped up an achievement. I don't know what it was. Just said war leader. How much armor do you have? 6? I guess we can have her move over and help strip some armor at least. Yeah, there we go. She was just debuffed. Iver could use another mend just in case he's go all out for it. See, like, look at that. This late in the game and just boof, here's your 12 armor back. That I love. All right. I wonder if we only got Iver back because we waited. Yeah, achievement war leader, defeat an enemy with a war leader. So it's just because we got a kill with Krumr. Enough of this, groans Iver, who seems to have snapped out of his daze. This is getting us nowhere. You follow as he climbs the stairs and throws open the doors of the Great Hall. Oh, so Iver's gonna be like, listen, bro. It's tactics time. Ingvar, glad to see you well. You swear you catch a note of trepidation in the king's voice. Jorundr, enough. This fight cannot be won. Again, this? I'll be damned if that bridge falls during my reign. You'll let our whole race die? We'll all be gone someday, Ingvar. I need not tell you. There are no more Varl being made tomorrow, or 1,000 years from now. We are it. And I will not destroy what we have made. Would you leave no trace of us when we are gone, as if we never existed? I know this, but yours is one voice of many, and I know that the Varl are equal. The days of Kender are over. I ask these Varl, all there is left in the world, to follow me and live another day. Do you think they will choose? Who do you think they will choose? The weight of the air in the great hall becomes so thick it nearly suffocates you. The silence continues for ages. Go on. Take the mender. Destroy the bridge. Do it and leave. Take whoever would join you and do not return to my city. The alliance of man and Varl is through. Iver is almost out the door before Jorundr has finished his sentence. So we lost Eagle, we lost Fasalt. We got back a badass Iver. Let's see who Iver can rally up to come with us. Led by Iver, the Varl push hard one last time against the dredge until there is room enough for Ivan to take position and start raining down lightning bolts on the bridge supports. Before long, the masonry is a shattered mess and begins to give under its own weight. Varl and dredge alike race to escape the collapse. When the dust clears, there's a gulf between you and the furious dredge. They won't be crossing this way. You've gotten what you wanted, says Jorundr. Now leave. If I ever see man or mender again, it will be too soon. Ivan tells you, Juno will be waiting for us in Sigerholm. Despite the end of the immediate threat, many Varl choose to join Iver instead of following Jorundr. You depart with a long caravan at your heels. So we added 23 Varl. Chapter 6 of our Bones on the Hills. All those Varl did was take down how much supplies we have for traveling, which is kind of a bummer. Oh, let's go to camp. What's our hero situation? I think it's probably worth the rest to get everyone back, just so I have a little bit more of a tactical choice in things. 15 renown is not a ton. Can bring up Oddlief. See, it says oh my God. I've been sitting here bitching and moaning about how Ivan sucks so hard. They gave him to me at level 5, but I never noticed they didn't distribute his points. So of course he sucks. He has 4 levels worth of stat points that I just didn't expend. Oh man, that's bad. Oof. Big oof. All right. And he even like he had the plus symbol, so it's not like the game didn't tell me like, hey, there's something you could be doing to make this guy better. It's just a straight up miss from me. Youch. All right. Well, that at least makes Ivan a better choice should we see some combat here. Did Cromer stay with us or did he go? I didn't see it when we were in the... I think he stuck with us. Yeah, okay. So he's still with us, but we didn't add anyone. That's kind of a bummer. I guess most of the other characters we knew about, though, left with Hakan to go to the human capital. So unless they had introduced a new character there, there wouldn't have been a ton of way for us to add to the hero units. Gaining the Varls was helpful. A flurry of snowfall seems to come out of nowhere and quickly thickens until you are unable to see the man in front of you. You shout out a complete halt, but the screaming winds drown out the sound. A day passes before the blizzard abates and clansmen start to reappear from the snowdrifts. It quickly becomes apparent that not everybody is where you last saw them, and a quick search of the area is not enough to recover all the missing clansmen. Make a thorough search, ask volunteers to scout immediately, bonfire, move on, commit an hour more searching before departing. I mean, we've got to look for everybody. We can't, that's not how we roll. We're looking. It takes time to establish proper search teams, but you devise a way to quickly cover as much ground as possible. After a full day of searching, you find many survivors, but your successes are dampened by a number of frozen bodies and others who have simply vanished. Disheartened, you return to travel. 21 clansmen. Boo. We are officially starving, which has just kind of become like the standard operating procedure for the Rook caravan. A scout returns with a nearly frozen child. I almost stepped on her in the snow. Looks like she must have been running from something, he says. Patches of blue model her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Even just carrying her along could kill her in a state like this. We could be in danger here, points out another. Keep moving, but let the healers tend to her. Stop the caravan for a rest and tend to the girl. Stop and look for other survivors. Oh, man. They are killing me. I mean, if we're devoting the healers to her, like, look. Ugh, looks like she was running from something. Look for other survivors. Did they get attacked and there's like a whole town? Man, I hate... All right, let's look for survivors. We have no money. We're going to find them. We have no supplies. We're going to find survivors, and then we're going to just tell them, sorry, I don't have anything for you to eat. I can't help it. Rook doesn't want people to die. 1 hour, you shout. Look for any other survivors. Healers, do what you can. A fire flares to life as you follow the scout's lead. Your search is fruitless, and you return to a fully settled camp. The healers still fuss with the girl's blankets, but it looks hopeful that she'll pull through. The next day, you set out again. All right, so we're losing people to starvation. Oof. It's big oofs. Every time the death toll bell chimes, it appears that large figures following from the direction of Einertoft. Oddlief watches intently before finally saying, they have a cart. I can hear it. You slow to get a better view and spy a small caravan of Varl. Eventually, they catch up. Please have a shitload of supplies. Oh, it's Uben! Greetings, Iver. It's been quite a while since we talked, hasn't it? I know you. Uben? Never imagined you'd be the one to defy the king. What made you leave? Someone had to. What do you mean? Bellower is heading this way. Already? How's that possible? A group of Varl from Wormtoe showed up around the back of Einertoft, the long way. Bellower and his army chased them across the summer path, they said. Past Wormtoe? That doesn't make sense. Bellower is at the bridge. He must have doubled back after that serpent appeared. While we fought on the bridge, he led half his forces around to approach Einertoft from behind. The attack on the bridge was a feint? Don't let anyone tell you the Dredge aren't clever. Einertoft will fall within a day. Maybe not. He's following you. I thought one of you might know why. You exchange nervous glances, but nobody speaks up. Must be me then. Is there something I don't know? That's quite a grudge he's holding if he's coming for you, Iver. It doesn't matter. Our only chance is to get to Sigerholm. General will know what to do. We'll join you. I bring supplies and warriors. And my friend Gunnulf. And my friend Gunnulf! Gunnulf's back, baby. Our fortunes have turned miraculously. And my friend Gunnulf here bears a heavy sword. I believe he'd be happy to swing it for you. 40 supplies, Gunnulf. Let's go. All right. So obviously this changes our complexion quite a bit here. Gunnulf is ready for his final promotion. And you know what? I'm doing it. Gunnulf, my good friend, you've been a true help to us all along. I'm gonna take you to max strength, like an animal. Just have you go buck wild on people. Do we give you the +3 break? No. You know what? I'm gonna steal the +1 aggro. I don't love here, but that takes you to 12-18. That makes you quite formidable. Yeah, you know what? Gunnulf's gonna get the shirt, and we're gonna put the belt on Ivan for now. And then who does Gunnulf replace in the lineup? I mean, not Crew. I want Krumer to level, so we need him to stay in and get a hit. 2-3, 2-3. I guess Alette. We'll swap Alette out. Let's give the knockback pommel to Iver. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Let's get Rook in a little bit tighter. All right. We're in good shape. That is a huge help. Let's go talk to Gunnulf and tell him how happy we are to have him here. Don't talk much, do you? You approach the massive green-clad Varl who is sitting quietly by himself eating bread. So? Just wanted to know anyone who can cleave a dredge in two like that a little better. I'm Rook. What to know? Ubin asked me to chop a dredge in two. I chop him. Have you traveled with Ubin for long? Yes, long time. When I was young, I fight for another Varl. It did not work out. But I learned to swing a sword. Ubin pays well, gives me plenty of things to kill. To be honest, maybe too many things these days. You like that sword, huh? No. I love this sword. Given to me by old Skirimir himself. When I started working for Ubin, he says, I protect the king's collection. I protect the king. Hey, get some sleep, fatty. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate you, man. Gunnulf makes an expression somewhere between pain and frustration. I couldn't save it, though. He makes a hand motion like a falling object from a tall height and exploding. Oh, he's upset that he didn't save the king's gold because we had him drop the treasure cart. Mattered a lot at the time. I think it doesn't matter now. Screamier is dead anyway. Alright, cool. So he's kind of gotten over it. Want to be friends with Gunnulf, Rook? He pops the last hunk of bread in his mouth. Keep food in the cart. Gunnulf, I got bad news for how Rook runs the caravan. I hope that doesn't say that, like, if we leave no food, Gunnulf will take off. Because that would make me really bummed. Alright. So we had there's some mixed emotions as we leave Einertoft. We had some definite negatives, but some positives have finally at least made things a little bit easier. The caravan stops at a split in the road. Ahead, the path leading to Sigerholm veers off into the hills, which are now swimming with familiar black shapes. Dredge that way too, grimaces Ivan. The summer path leads straight to Sigerholm, while taking the main road will add several days. They're every way by now, replies Ubin. I suggest we go around, past Haugster. Send scouts to see how dangerous the summer path looks, start cutting a path through the dredge, go around. I mean, we know that the summer path was the route Bellower was taking, so like there's no way. We have to go around. We're gonna go around. I hate to say it, you tell Ivan, but I'm not willing to walk into swarms of dredge anymore. Juno will have to wait. You turn towards the long round around Harkstop instead, hoping you'd save lives in the process. We gained renown for that choice, so I feel at least a little good about it. Maybe we can buy some supplies in whatever this town is called. Oh God, everyone's so sad. Dicey. Up ahead, a scout shouts, some giant hall, but it's empty. You approach the structure, but recognize none of the markings. The walls seem unsteady at best. Finally, sleeping beneath a roof, you overhear. Several families begin unpacking. Walls seem unsteady at best. It was abandoned for a reason. Let's leave it. No, I think we just, like, there's a town on the way. Just leave it. Let's go, boys. While most follow you to a further campsite, a few families stubbornly but cautiously enter the hall and bed down. The next day, they rejoin the caravan more refreshed than everyone else. You soon hear complaints of your paranoia. Damn you, why do you think I'm paranoid? All you guys do is punish me. Oh, so that's not even a town? Oh, it is a town, thank God. Now I'm getting paranoid. You enter a village of miners who want to know what has been happening recently between the rumblings of the quake and the sightings of the dredge in the distance. As you look around, you see a lot of elderly and children, and know that these people will only be more mouths to feed. Encourage them to join you, let them make their own decision. Don't expand the caravan. No. If we got a chance to keep people safe and on the move, we do it. Encourage them to join us. You make a convincing argument about leaving town before the dredge sweep through and do a fair job of convincing everyone to be completely terrified. They start packing. It remains to be seen whether you can keep them as safe as you say. Like, look, we know how dangerous everything is out there. So lightning runestone is the thing that we had on Falsa, who died. Ring of the Wolf protects from death as long as your strength is higher than 1. So it just means, wait. So once you're at 1 strength, then you can die. 20% to dodge. 1 renown gets 6 supplies. I'm thinking, for once, I'm thinking we just go ham. Let's just buy it all. Does that last one make a difference? It does. There's leveling I want to be able to do, but we're going to get more renown from, I'm sure we're not done with combat. And man, I am just sick and tired of everyone being miserable all the time. We are going to do 2 rests here in town just to get morale a little bit more even keel. And now hopefully we can get morale up on the trail, as it were. The music has taken on a somewhat more anxious beat. Look at that, shouts one of your clansmen. The caravan stops to watch dredge pooling into the village you just passed through. I hope anyone who stayed behind got out alive, says Alette, but you have your doubts. They're coming, says Iver, pointing out a line of dredge leaving the village and marching towards you. As you watch, the dredge in front falls over. Then the one behind it falls as well. You hear a twang to your left. Nid, the archery student of Oddlief's, who you recall deftly shooting a snow rabbit, is firing arrows down the hill. Another dredge topples. That's incredible, says Oddlief, squinting. But we should get out of here. Odd's right, let's go. Return to the village looking for survivors. Hold on, let her do a few more. I mean, look, we spoke our piece. If they wanted to come, they came with us. We got to go. But why don't you come with us the next time you want to try out that bow, you tell Nid, who nods, a smile on her face. Did we just add a new combatant? I don't know if we've ever spoken. I'm Nid. You're Rook, I know. We've actually been traveling together for a long time. Isn't it strange how you can be so close to people and not know them? Every day I pass people I swear I've never seen before. I wanted to thank you for letting me join you. Have you always been such a good shot? Honestly, I never even tried before Oddlief made me. I spent my whole life making clothes, cleaning. Oddlief's good, but I don't think it was all her doing. It feels right. I just look where I want it to go. Anyway, I feel better. The caravan, the people worrying all day and making problems. Sometimes they really stew in their misery. I'm glad I can do something helpful. Where are you from? I don't think you're from Skoger. I knew most of the people there. No, I had a house in Frostfeller, but we were driven out when the dredge started to show up. My husband died trying to protect our home. My sons and I were thrown out into the fields. I'm sorry. Eccles men killed my husband. When we left, I was angry. Why was I the one who had to leave their home? How do I deserve this? You look away momentarily, not sure what to say. But I've let it go. I have 3 sons, and I don't want them to grow up with hatred in their hearts. That's why I wanted to thank you. You're welcome. I should be going. Don't think anything of it. We all have our own problems to deal with. Let me know if you need me to put an arrow in something. She returns to her tent where her boys are waiting for her. Yo, Nid's a low-key badass. Let's see. So she has already got 1 level and we're going to immediately use it. See what I did there? She's a bowmaster. Nid, a mother of 3, Nid comes from a life that never had to worry about things like dredge destroying her home, her hometown of Frostfeller, but has adapted better than anyone expected. So she's a bowmaster, bird of prey. Character uses her longbow to shoot further than other less experienced archers, and she always hits her mark. Bird of prey makes it possible for her to strike units before they are able to get into attack range, and allows her passive, puncture, to be used against more enemies who may have been out of range from a normal shot. So puncture is the one where if you don't move, you get, As long as she doesn't move, she gets bonus damage for every 2 points of missing armor. And if we get her to level 5, +4 to range is pretty gross. Does this make her more useful than Oddlief? We never use Rain of Arrows. We probably should. But that's like, I don't know, the trapping mechanics don't seem very satisfying to me. Nid, I think, is going to come along for our next fight. Maybe in place of Krumer, just to kind of, maybe in place of Ivan, if I'm honest. Like, I like Ivan's. All right. Let's not think ahead to the next fight until we got to worry about the next fight, because who knows what it's actually going to be against. Could be people, could be dredge. Who knows? Maybe that freaking snake will show up. It bothers me how morale just dropped. Like, I get why morale would drop from just walking in the snow, but man, it's such a tough thing to juggle. Some clansmen have discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have begun to sample them. A mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of her children say that it tastes funny. Others start gathering by the basketful. Gather as much as you can. I'd love to have the food. Observe someone who already ate some. After a short time, you note the slurred speech of a young man partaking of the fruit. Besides a little drunk, he seems perfectly fine. Take a bite ourselves. Several watch as you taste the fruit. You pause after swallowing and feign choking. Alette rushes to your side in panic, but your laughter soothes everyone's concern. Soon everyone is a little tipsy from the fermented fruit and spirits are high. All right, cool. Just a little drunk fruit, you know? That's good. We go to this cave up here? Or is that it's probably a godstone, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. Whoa, what's going on with this one? Is it gonna line up as we march through? That's radical. I'm like spamming my screenshot key to try and get it as it lines up. That's awesome. The Godstone of Dunder passes around you. In the frozen climates here, it looks like the rock has split and is falling apart, held together only by the deep snow. Curiously, when standing between the stones, the wind drops off completely, picking up again once you've passed through. I almost wonder if we should rest here for the night, says Iver, who seems to have noticed the same thing. With all the snow around it, Dredge might not even be able to find us. Inspect the Godstone, but move on. We can stay here at night if it's that. I mean, if even Iver's saying let's do it. You walk around camp before settling in. Along each strand of Dunder's massive beard is carved a different part of his story, and you turn your head to and fro to read it. While the Loom Mother was the first to create, she soon found a counterpart in Dunder who embodied her ideals in a masculine form. Dunder took some of her creations, gave them beards, and showed them the secrets of smithing, though many remember him just as fondly for teaching them games and songs of mirth. As the camp settles in, you notice a group of boys huddled around something. They show you an offering box carved into the Godstone itself. The box is an elaborate construction of interlocking pieces which slide around when touched. We can't get it open, they tell you. It's like a puzzle. Try to open it. The boys take turns working on the puzzle and give you tips when it's your turn, though you don't seem to make much progress. Eventually, they leave to sleep until it's just you and a couple of other determined youngsters. I mean, I'm not giving up. Let's keep doing it. It's hard to know how long you spend sliding around the smooth puzzle pieces, but when people begin emerging from their tents, you know you're in trouble, exhausted from a long, sleepless night. Worse still, the box remains closed as you shuffle wearily along, leaving with the caravan. Boo. Boo. Rook, not a very good puzzle doer. We're out of the snow, at least. Here's Hawkstorp. Some triumphant horns. You notice most of the Varl pacing while others sleep. Their brief conversations with each other and other clansmen grow shorter and sharper. Go away, roars one Varl at a young girl, asking him too many questions. All the clansmen stop and stare. Break the tension by making a joke. I'm impressed you've kept it together this long. I don't want to make a joke because the Varl are a pretty serious sort. I'm impressed you've kept it together this long. The Varl's embarrassment slowly morphs into irritation. We endure many pain. Oh, I was trying to say that to the humans, not the Varl. Ah, boo. We just pissed off all the Varl. That's not what I wanted. It makes sense that that's what that option was. In the distance, Hawkstorp smolders like an old campfire. Even from here, you can see black figures shambling through it. That looks like a dead town, remarks Iver, confirming your impressions. There's usually survivor, Oddlief reminds you. I mean, look. I'm all for helping people get out of the path of the dredge, but do we want to put our own people in danger? We have no evidence of anyone being a survivor in there. I think we just keep moving. My promise to these people was that we had to go. We've had enough problems for one lifetime, you say. We don't need to go looking for them. Probably the better decision, replies Iver. I am of the opinion that if Iver is agreeing with my choice, I've probably made a good one. Very much in full in Iver we trust mode at this point. Let's get some morale back, since we have all of these supplies to luxuriate in. While walking, the words of a mother's song reach you. It's soothing, nuanced, and about your current journey. When she finishes, a man begins a tale of his own in verse. The woman quickly responds with another poem, and the entire caravan slows to listen to the entertaining competition. Join the crowd and cheer on the competitors. We need to stay vigilant. No, I want to just cheer on the competitors. The man's response is an upbeat poem which questions the mother's cooking. The caravan explodes with laughter, and the contestants continue amiably for another hour or so. You hear snippets of the poems along the trail the rest of the day, the words changing slightly each time. Was that like a ye olde caravan rap battle? Is that what just happened?